Divine Feminines, how are you? Welcome to Sacred Empowerments of the Divine Feminines. Thank you so much for tapping in. It's been a minute, y'all. It's been a minute. I have been asking Soul and Spirit, the Divine Mother, for a message for us for about 2 weeks now. And things were kind of quiet. I feel like in her wisdom, she waited to give me a message. And it was about 2 days ago. I was laying down in meditation and I was asking her, well, what is there anything? Because it's so quiet. What's going on with me? What is it that I need to hear? What I need to know? Is there anything I can share with the Divine Feminines? And as I was kind of drifting off into meditation, I finally heard from her. And I heard her say, there will always be more. There will always be more. I feel like, I can't speak for you, but I'm pretty sure you can attest to it. Your spirit team knows exactly how to not just speak to you, but to use their guidance in a way that further teaches and aids and grows you. Right? I have a tendency to be a big old baby. I mean, I can't even hold you. I have a tendency to be a big old baby with my spirit team. Because when it gets silent, when it gets quiet, when they get quiet, when the mother gets quiet, when my soul gets quiet, it really troubles me. I don't know. I guess maybe I just need to grow there. Well, they understand, like your spirit team understands you, how to navigate you, how to mature you, how to guide you. Not just through the things that they share, through the downloads, through the uploads, but through the timing in which they release their guidance to you. So it had got quiet and I was kind of like, oh my God, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. I can't hear nothing. Why aren't y'all saying nothing? To me personally, the downloads still come as far as it relates to the collective and during the readings and all of that. So the gifts are still working. But when it comes to the personal, it had got quiet. And I was like, did I do something? Okay, am I out of position? Is my masculine in overdrive? Does he need to sit down? What's going on? But the mother said that there will always be more. And so as I heard her say that, I just kind of was like, oh, she's back. And I kind of rested, in her presence and in the sound of her voice. And then I heard her say, you are moving from flow to overflow. And I've been pondering on that for about 2 days. And I've been really taking that in for about 2 days. And she's been giving more information as to what that means, what that feels like, why there has been silence or stillness in my spirit. And right before I hit record, I had a very quick vision, and it was like, how when you're pouring water or soda, juice, whatever you like, a little wine, whatever, I don't know, just something. You're pouring something into a cup, into a glass, and you don't realize that you are about to overflow the cup. You're about to pour too much, and you pause, and you stop. And when she showed me this morning, she said that you were in the pause. Because the flow state is very different than the overflow state. In the flow state, that is where you remove blockages. That is where you allow the waters of your emotions to heal, any sediment, any hard places, the ugly places, the pain, the trauma, the hurt. In the flow, you heal. In the flow, you release. In the flow, you let go. You remove anything that has been hindering the flow, right? You take inventory of what has been blocking you at the heart space. We've gone through a lot of changes this year. Most of us have been going through a lot of changes at the heart level over the course of the last 3, 4, 5, 6, double digit for some of us, years. The heart has been changing. The heart has been evolving. The heart has been transforming. The heart has been going through a metamorphosis, right? And in the flow state, when you reach flow state, you can see where you have broken down the boulders that were keeping the waters of your heart from flowing freely, from moving freely, where you weren't allowing yourself to feel. Okay? And there's a lot of delusion that comes with the mind when the mind is making decisions in the physical environment, in your atmosphere. The mind is making decisions, but the emotions are blocked. And oftentimes we don't want to feel those emotions because they can be painful. But when we block up the painful emotions, we hinder the positive, the pleasure, the joy. See, it all has to flow together, right? Because there is no joy without pain. There's no way to define what pleases you without experiencing what doesn't please you. This is how the mind and the heart work together to redefine who you are, redefine your life, redefine what you're going to accomplish, what your vision is. You redefine yourself by allowing the heart to acknowledge the pain, acknowledge the hurt, see the blockages, and allow the waters of the heart, the emotions, to wash those blockages away, right? And then the mind, as the heart heals, begins to redefine who you are, what you're here to do, what you want to experience, what brings you pleasure, and what brings you joy. So in the flow state, in this change that we've been going through, in this transformation of the heart, through the erosion of the blockages, of the sediment, of the hard places, of the ugly places, we've stepped into and accumulated so much wisdom, right? So much wisdom. We are now more aware of our heart space. We are now more personally in tune with our heart space. We know how to heal our hearts. We know when to open and when to close our hearts, right? We know how to repair the breakages when they happen because we're not avoiding. We're not suppressing. We're not denying our feelings and our emotions. Because we've learned how to acknowledge them, we've learned how to apply the balm, the ointment, quickly address the breakage, quickly address the hurt. So we've gained wisdom. We've accumulated a lot of wisdom in the flow state. And this wisdom now is being reflected back to us. Right? The wisdom that we have accumulated of how to move in our heart space is being reflected, is being mirrored back to us. And it's being mirrored back to us through the overflow. Through the overflow, the wisdom of our hearts that we have gained through bringing balance, through bringing justice to our heart space is being reflected through the overflow. There's a pause that some of you may be feeling, a stillness. Because in the wisdom of the mother, she knows that there is a different experience that you experience as a divine feminine in flow state and in overflow state. And so there's a preparation that takes place before you step into overflow. The silence, the stillness, the holding back of the waters, the quietness was allowing me, right, to take inventory, to really embrace the waters of my emotions that I am now capable of holding and honoring. I'm capable of embracing what's in my cup. I'm okay with what's in my cup. I'm so okay with what's in my cup that now my cup can run over and it can begin to move into various other aspects of my being, of my life, of this experience that I am experiencing here in this dimension. I can now step into the overflow. Now, in the overflow, in the state of overflow, like she said, preparing the mind to understand, to redefine what my life experience is going to be like going forward. This is what the pause is for. The pause is for shifting the mind, redefining the communication between the heart and the mind. Because when you're in the flow state, the mind is focused on removing said blockages, looking into those hard places, those ugly places, those places that have sat up for too long, the places of you that have become hardened. The mind focuses on the hard places, begins to redefine the heart as those places begin to wash away. But when you move into the overflow, the mind has to redefine life again. It has to now begin to define life according to the frequency of there will always be more. There will always be more. Your cup, your heart will never be empty. The wisdom that you learned in flow state, by removing the blockages that were blocking the heart, there will always now be more. More what? More life, more goodness, more abundance, more joy, more peace. There will always be more. Many of you can attest to that when you are going through changes, it does affect how it affects how you perceive the world around you, the people around you, your goals, what it is you want to accomplish, what it is you want to achieve. Going through transformation changes everything. It changes everything. And during that transformation, there will be many things, many people that will oppose you, that will show up to you in opposition, right, of your change. There's a lot of barriers you have to break through. Some are self-imposed. Some are projected upon you by other people, other situations that don't have anything to do with you. But because you are moving into the overflow, the mother says that if there is anything going forward in this state of overflow, if there is anything that you should doubt, if there is anything that you must doubt, that you must not believe in, that you should lack faith in, you should doubt the opposition. You should doubt anything and anyone that chooses to oppose you. In flow state, the water is a slow trickle. It is a slow flow. It is a slow process. But in the overflow, the waters move quickly. The waters move violently. The waters move in a way that they cannot be hindered. They cannot be opposed. You're standing at the edge. If you think about the edge of that cup, if you think about the edge of a waterfall, you're standing at that edge and your waters are now flowing over. If you're going to doubt anything going forward, if you're going to lack any faith in anything going forward, you now must doubt and continue to doubt and never not doubt that there is anything that can get in your way, that can stop you, that can hinder you, that can restrict you or constrain you. There is nothing that can block you. Nothing outside of you can contain you. Nothing outside of you can place a barrier and say where you cannot go and what you cannot achieve and what you cannot accomplish. Because from flow state to overflow state, it was always you that had the power to block you anyway. It was never the outside circumstances, the outside people that could oppose you. Your outside opposition was a reflection of where you were blocked on the inside. But now that you have removed those blockages, now that you have allowed your divine family, the Most High, now that you have allowed the Great Mother to come in and heal the heart, the waters of your heart, she has purified and brought purification. Those still waters now hold life, now give life. It's not stale water. It's not putrefied water. It's not acidic water. It's healing waters. Waters that give nourishment to yourself first, and now in the overflow. The various other aspects of your life are going to begin to receive the nourishment that they have always needed. Your finances are now being watered. Your love life is being watered. Your accomplishments and goals now have living waters that are reaching them, that are allowing them to spring up and bring into your life what you desire, what you've always desired. There will always be more. More life in your life. More abundance. There'll always be more springing up around you. More harvest to bring in to your storehouse. And so the pause that I was experiencing, the stillness, because my heart was right at the brink of ready to flow over. The pause was to help me shift, to help me understand that I'm stepping into the overflow. And I must prepare now for the overflow. And any question about what will be and how it will be and if it will be is no longer even relevant. It's no longer even necessary. For many of you, if you've had any doubt about what will be, or whether you will overcome a situation or get out of a situation, or whether you will get into a certain abundance or find a certain frequency of love, whether you're going to find your soul tribe or meet beautiful people who reflect the beauty within you, the mother is saying you are at the edge. You are right at the edge. And all of your heart's desires are about to overflow into your life. They're about to overflow, and there will always be more. There will always be more light. There will always be more joy. And yes, because we live in this existence, there will be opposition. But now, if you didn't know it before, you can rest assured that if you are to doubt anything, you are to doubt that you can be stopped. You cannot be stopped. You will not be stopped. From flow state to overflow state. From flow state, you learned how to heal, how to repair, how to mend the breach, the break. You've learned and mastered. You have the wisdom of how to navigate yourself, how to let the waters of your emotions move around the boulders, the barriers, the rocks, the stones that some will try to place in your way. You are unstoppable. A powerful force. A powerful force, knowing that your heart is your power center, divine feminine. Your heart is where you have your greatest strength. There is nothing that can stop you. As we prepare for 2026, it's about to come in on us real quick. We should be expecting the unexpected. We should be expecting the miracle, the miracles that overflow brings. Because with the overflow, it brings an abundance that even in the flow state, your mind couldn't fathom. Let's not even talking about before we started healing and we started getting into the flow state. But even in flow state, your mind couldn't fathom all of the things, all of the goodness, all of the abundance that is now about to be presented to you. There's new opportunities, new open doors that are being presented to you. It's bringing it in. And there'll always be more where that comes from. Where that comes from, there'll always be more. So if you're experiencing a stillness, a calmness, embrace the calmness. Know that your spirit team and the divine, the Most High, the Mother, is just allowing you a brief moment, allowing your mind to shift into this new way of living, this new way of being, this new way of existing in this dimension and in every other dimension in which you are being reflected. The quietness, the stillness, the silence. Is because there will always be more. There will always be more. Because we did it. We did what everything in our life, in our experiences, was telling us we couldn't do. And that was heal. Heal. From flow to overflow. We're moving. There is movement now. There is movement. There is nourishment to the dry places, to the deserts of our lives. Whatever that means for you. Your dry place could have been in your financial stability. Your dry place could have been in love, divine love, and having that reflected back to you through others. The dry places could have been in what is your purpose and what is your destiny. What are you here to do? What are you here to accomplish? The dry places could have been in your health, physically. And now that you have moved, now that you have done the work, the healing, and brought balance and justice to your heart center, those dry places, those desert places will now be able to receive the nourishment of the living waters that is overflowing within you. And there will always be more. There will always be more. That is what the mother is saying to us right now. No matter what your life looks like, in the overflow, all of your needs will be abundantly provided. All of your heart's desires will be given to you. You will have enough to share with others if you choose. You will have enough love to share if you choose. That's what she's saying today. That's what she's sharing. And I share that with you. Be okay in the stillness. Because your girl was tripping. But I'm okay now. Right? I'm okay now. Embrace the quiet. Because it's about to, a waterfall ain't quiet. It's loud. Overflow, when things begin to spill over, the splashing and the noise and the sound of the waters. Yeah. For many of you, it's about to get very busy. A lot of movement. So if you've been in a bit of an isolation or a hermit mode, that was for your benefit for that time. So definitely embrace this last little season of calm waters. Because you're moving from flow to overflow. You'll know when to take your rest. You'll know when to pull away. This is about to be a beautiful, beautiful new season. And the pause that you're experiencing is so that you won't get swept away. You won't get swept away in the force in which this overflow is about to come into your life. preparation is required with every new beginning. I share that with you today as I take it in myself and just embrace what I've accomplished. Because there was a time when I didn't even know how to. I knew I needed to get myself where I am right now, in my heart, in my spirit, in my soul, in my mind, to get myself in this place of divine peace and power. I can remember a time when I didn't even know how to. I just knew I needed to. And now that I'm here, I'm going to embrace the pause. Because after that water start pouring again, after the mother and the spirit team begin releasing, it's never going to stop. Goodness. The goodness. The pleasures. The reward and the fruits of my labor will never stop. You've created a new legacy. You've written a new story in your Akashic records. You've changed the narrative. And in this lifetime and the next, wherever your soul and spirit chooses to experience life, in whatever dimension you move into next, you've changed the narrative. What was separated is now made whole. What was blocked is now flowing freely. I celebrate you, divine feminines, as I celebrate myself. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tapping in. This has been Sacred Empowerments of the Divine Feminine. Please leave your comments. Let me know how this resonated for you. Like, shoot your girl that thumbs up. If you are in need of a personal reading, all of the information is in the description. You can reach me through my email. We'll chop it up and get that done for you. But I will see you guys again on the next Sacred Empowerments of the Divine Feminine. I love you guys. Peace, family.